Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today, I'm sure as you've already seen in the title, we're going to be talking about the Pixi Matte Last Liquid Lip Collection. They just expanded the shade range for this product. I got this beautiful box in the mail from them, and I thought we would sit down and I would show you the colors. And they also included this really cool little competition in this package. So they gave you these jars of pigment. So these are the little jars. There's red, this like brown color, yellow, and white. So they gave you these little colored pigment jars, and they also gave you an empty jar, this one, so that you could make your own liquid lipstick color. And it says, blend your own shade using the colors provided in the Pixi jars. Post a video or image of you mixing your shade on Instagram. Tag us at Pixi Beauty or Pixi by Me. Fill the empty Pixi jar with your signature shade and send it back to us using the provided envelope. They've already supplied that. If your signature shade is selected as the winner, you can go to the Pixi boutique in Los Angeles for a makeover and all this cool stuff. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of film this whole thing. I'm gonna do lip swatches. Well, I'm gonna swatch them. I'm not gonna put them on my lips because I'm really bad at putting on liquid lipstick and I don't want to film that. But I am going to talk you through the shades and kind of swatch them on my hand so you guys can see what they look like. And then we're gonna mix our own color if I don't drop and break everything. So first up, I figure we'll go through the shades and kind of swatch them for you, and then I will mix my signature shade after that. I apologize if the lighting keeps coming in and out. I'm filming in my sunroom in my house, well, my parents' house, and the sun is like coming and going and it's just making everything look weird. Anyways, we're gonna get into the shades. So there are 11 shades total in the collection. I'm not sure how many of them are new, but I will look that up, and then when we talk about a new color, I'll put it here somewhere, that a little thing that says that it's new. So the first shade, they have some neutrals and then also some pinks and reds. So I'm gonna start off with the neutrals, and the first shade is Au Naturel. This is what this looks like. It's kind of like this pinky brown color. It's kind of peachy too. So this is a really pretty shade. I actually really like the shade. There we go. This is what the Dope Fit applicator looks like. It's kind of pointed. It reminds me of the YSL lip products. This is how their applicator is kind of shaped as well. So this is what that first shade looks like. It's really pretty. The formula is very nice. It's very like lightweight and kind of almost liquidy, which is what I like in a liquid lipstick. I don't like when liquid lipsticks are very heavy on my lips. I'm pretty low maintenance when it comes to lip products, so I really like this formula so far. The next shade that we have is called Bare Beauty, and this one is a little bit more of a neutral nude shade. This is what this looks like. I'm gonna swatch it on my hand quickly. Yeah, so this one is definitely a little bit more neutrally, and it's a little bit more nude. It's not as like pinky. So that is that shade right there. I really like that one too. So then we have Matte Beige, and this is what this color looks like. This is a little bit darker, but still in that like neutrally pinky brown shade. Ooh, this one's a little bit more mauve-y when you swatch it. So that is that shade right there. A little bit more mauve-y toned, but really beautiful. I really like these two so far. This one's a little bit bright for me, I think. So next we have Pastel Petal, which is kind of a tongue twister. And this one is, again, another nude. This one looks like it has a little bit more pinky to it, but it's still that same like pinky brown. Where am I gonna swatch this? Oh, this one's really pretty too. So this one is definitely more pink than brown, but it still has kind of those mauve-y undertones. Hopefully you guys can see that. Now we're getting into the more pinky shades, and this first one is called Really Rose, and this is what looks like. This is definitely a true mauve-y shade. Definitely more like purpley pink than the first four. This is really pretty. I really love this formula. It's very soft. So that is what this looks like. Then we have Evening Rose, which is even more mauve-y, a little bit deeper, I feel like. Oh wow, this is gorgeous. These shades are really pretty. They're pretty similar, I feel like, but they're just like, has a slight difference to it that makes it like a little bit more unique. If you guys can see, this one's a little bit deeper and this one's a little bit brighter. Hopefully you guys can see that, see the difference there. They look very, very similar, but there's that slight difference. This one's really, really gorgeous. This one's like a little bit more neutrally purple. This one's more like brighter pink undertones. So then we have Peony Pink, which is a really bright pink. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh yeah. This is a shade I probably wouldn't wear, but it's very pretty. So this is Peony Pink, very bright pink. It looks very, very beautiful, but I'm not a pink person. That one will probably go to Lindsay. Next up we have Prettiest Pink, which this is the really, really pink shade in here. Oh yeah, this is like Barbie doll pink. So this is the shade right here, very pink, very pretty. So these are kind of all the mauve and pink shades. We've got 4 nudes and then 4 mauve pink shades and then 3 reds that I'm gonna swatch next. Last but not least, we have the 3 reds. So the first one is called Orange Red, and it is this very bright orangey red shade. This actually reminds me of the lip color that Desi and Katie made with Dosa Colors. I can't remember what, Hot Fire. It has that very like orangey undertone. Oh, it's really pretty. I don't really wear red that often, but I'm trying to be more adventurous, so I really, really like this shade. So that is what that looks like there. Next up, we have a more true red. It's called Real Red, and this is like your very cool toned, like basic red. Let's swatch this one. Oh, it's really pretty too. This would be a great color for like the holidays. So that is that shade there. As you can see, this one's definitely brighter. This one's a little bit more deeper and cool toned. And last but not least, sorry, it got really bright in here. We have Berry Boost, which this is like a brick red kind of berry shade. This one's really pretty too. This is definitely the, oh, whoa. It looks a lot different in the bottle than it does like, oh wow, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting like a very deep, deep red, but it's actually quite sheer almost. Like this one was probably the least pigmented, and it's very like berry toned. So all the shades are pretty pigmented, minus that last one. That one was a little bit patchy in the swatch. I don't know if you guys can really see it. But all very beautiful colors. Definitely some I probably wouldn't get a lot of use out of, but I'll pass those along to friends and family. The nude shades are really pretty. That's pretty much where I stay with lip colors, very low maintenance. I like something that on my lips that like when it starts to wear off, you can't really tell. So kind of like a Your Lips But Better. I'm not very adventurous when it comes to lip products. I'm sure you guys know that. Now we're gonna move on to the mixing portion of this video. So I'm gonna get all of my little colors out, put all my lipsticks away so I don't get anything on them. This box is so cute. It's like shaped like an envelope. It was all just shifted in there and probably fell all over the place. So I have my little palette here. I'm gonna mix on this first because I don't want to mix right off the bat into the container and then not like the color and da-da-da-da-da. So I'm just going to clean this off quickly. So like I said, I really like nudes. So I think that's kind of the color I'm going to go for. Obviously you could do like a really bright red. You could do some like orange color, like peachy orange if you mix the yellow and red together. But I think I'm going to stick with like the browns and the white and probably maybe a little bit of peach. I can't decide what I want to do. So I think what I'm going to start doing is just kind of start mixing some shades together and see what combinations I can make. I really want to mix the red and yellow and see what kind of peachy tones I can get. So I'm going to do that first and then from there decide if I want to go peachy or just more neutral. This is so fun. I was an art major in college, so this reminds me of like mixing paint. All right, so I want to try and get like some of this film too. So I might take my phone and film some of me actually mixing, if I can set this up. Okay, so I have my phone set up here. It's going to actually film me mixing it, and then I'll put in some of that as well. I'm actually gonna turn this way so that we can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I have my shades, my palette. All right, I'm a little nervous. All right, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of the yellow. They also give you like the spatula to mix with, and I'm gonna put that on my palette. And then I'm gonna go through so many makeup wipes. That like stained that's how much pigment is in these. Ah! And I'm gonna take a tiny bit of red and kind of mix that in with the yellow. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I used too much red. Red is such a potent color. Interesting, okay. So mixing the red and yellow kind of gave it like this like pinky peachy kind of vibe. Hopefully you guys can see that, but it's still a little bit too red for me, so I'm going to add some more yellow. This little spatula is getting like stained to no end, but it comes off your fingers pretty nicely. I'm gonna use so many makeup wipes doing this. I should have brought down some of my cellar water. All right, I'm gonna take a huge dollop, well, not a huge dollop, but I'm gonna take a pretty generous amount of the yellow and start mixing this in. This is more the color that I wanted. So this is definitely more what I wanted. It's more peachy. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's like super like saturated in my camera, but it's like kind of peachy orange. It's very salmon-y, but that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to leave that be, and then I want to mix a tiny bit of the brown and the white together just to kind of make like a nice light neutrally shade, and then I'm going to mix in the peach. I hope this turns out okay. All right, I'm gonna take a dollop of white, a very small dollop of brown, like the teeniest, tiniest bit of brown. It's like kind of hard to mix with this little spatula, but I'm making do. All right, I might have needed a little bit more brown than that. I went way too overboard with the red, so I was trying to be careful. Have you guys ever seen those videos on Instagram of people like mixing paint? Like, how do they do that so nicely? I'm like making a mess. I always made a mess when I was mixing paint. They make it so it looks so aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so it kind of turned into like this cool toned browny purpley kind of business going on, but I might try and mix a little bit of that with the peach and see how that goes. So that is the shade with just a little bit of this concoction and this concoction mixed together. This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. I might add a little bit of yellow into the white and brown to kind of warm it up a bit and see how that goes. But I actually don't mind that color. I actually kind of like it. So maybe that's what I'll go with. Should I just go with that? Let's just go with it. Let's just mix it all together and see what happens. I can always start over, need be. I'm like really focused on this. I actually really like the shade that I made though. So that is my shade. It's kind of like this, the very light, neutrally pink shade, and I kind of really like that. I'm gonna swatch a little bit and see what it looks like on my hand. So that's what it looks like on my hand. It's pretty. For my first time mixing lipstick, it wasn't too bad. So here is my shade. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm gonna close it up. Hopefully there's enough in there for them to see it. I just hiccuped. And yeah. And then I just toss it in this little envelope. Oh, and they even have like a label. Oh, cool. That's so awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this in my little pouch and send that off to Pixi. But I think I want to keep playing around with this little mixing kit. If you guys would like to see more makeup mixing, well, let me know. So that was everything for my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.